About 7 years ago, I encountered a patient in his 60s. He was extremely talented. When he played guitar, heads turn. He was that good. And so I got curious because he has been in and out of rehabilitation for so many times. I asked him, how did you get into this drug problem? So he told me that it was sometime decades back when he was a young student in England, and he would take drug from drug peddlers and help them deliver it to their clients, and they will give him tips. He wasn't taking the drug himself. He was dealing in cocaine. So he wasn't taking it himself until one day when he helped deliver one and it turned out to be fake. So the client thought that he had swapped the original for fake. So they got hold of him and beat him seriously. So he decided that he wanted to know what the taste of original was like so that he could taste it and be sure they gave him original before he delivered it. Unfortunately, from the moment he tasted it, the effect he got from it, he could no longer stop. So he started doing drugs himself. He started taking the drugs and he could no longer study. He dropped out of school. He was deported. Could not live a normal life. He couldn't even get married or have his own children. He was in and out of rehab for decades, and that was when I saw him. This is the story of some people who have chosen to go into substance abuse. And this is pathetic because people that are talented, that have a bright future, can truncate all of these prospects just because of drug use or substance use. So people that take psychoactive substances, either illegal substances like cannabis, or it may even be alcohol, excessive use, or it may be prescription medications like tramadol, but you are taking it excessively, they ruin themselves because of that habit. And the reason in particular may be that the brains of young people is not fully matured until they are in their mid 20s. So if a young person goes into substance use, they are likely to become addicted than when a much older person uh, takes substances. And it is because it affects their prefrontal cortex, that part of the brain that affects decision making. So this story underscores the power of a single exposure. One single exposure can lead to a person's permanent undoing. And that is why young people should not experiment with drugs at all. What is it that it does to their brain? One is memory problems. They are no longer doing well in school. Somebody that was performing well academically now begins to drop, and then they cannot make good decisions. Somebody will just see a total stranger and sleep with them without thinking about the consequences or even daring the consequences. And they may not be motivated to do anything. What do you want to do with your life? They don't know. Do you want to learn a skill? They cannot do it successfully. Go to school. They are not doing well. You open a business for them, they run it down. And they just don't, they mess up their lives completely. And sometimes they have poor problem solving skills. So they keep running into problems. They may also have emotional problems. They may become hardened and dabble into criminal acts. Somebody that cannot kill a chicken, you hand them a gun, but because they are under the influence of drugs, they pull the trigger on anyone. So all of this are things that may happen with their brain. They may also have mental health disorders like depression, or they have anxiety disorder. Some are thinking of suicide. Some are thinking of, they have even attempted suicide, or they might have succeeded at it. And that's the end when you succeed at it. Others may have frank psychosis. They are behaving like mad people, and some actually walk on the streets like mad people. And you can imagine what will happen if a person removes their clothes and walk naked on the street. What will people do? They'll start filming the person. And in addition to that, they may have other problems. When a person begins to have money problems, you give them laptop for school, they will sell it. Laptop that was bought for 700,000, they can sell it for 50,000 just to buy drugs. They can sell a phone that they know they need, and it's expensive. They will sell it. Maybe it is sold for 400,000. They can sell it for 20,000 just to buy drugs. If they see their parents' property documents, they will carry it. They can sell the properties for a ridiculous amount. So they can also have physical problems, liver problem, kidney problem, and they can begin to have to spend money on rehabilitation, on going in and out of hospitals for medical problems that they have incurred from the habit. They can also have social isolation and, economic problems. Social isolation in that they cannot relate with people freely, they cannot maintain relationships. If they try to date people, those people can see that, oh, this person has this drug habit, and they may want to drop them. And sometimes they have loss of economic power because they cannot keep jobs. They will not go to work, or they will always go late, so they might sack them. They cannot earn their own money, and they need money to care for all the problems that follow. What is my advice for young people? My advice is discover yourself, have your own identity. If you have your own identity, you are not going to be imitating somebody and living their lives, because sometimes some people aspire to be like some celebrities. So they take everything that they do and imitate them. They imitate their way of talking, their way of dressing, their way of grooming, the kind of hairstyle that they do. That is the haircut that they also do. But if you discover yourself and have your own personal identity, even if you admire something in somebody, maybe their skills, their way of singing, you'll be able to tell yourself that this drug habit that they have is not part of your values. So you distance yourself from that kind of thing. Number two is you should be able to choose your friends carefully. Choose friends who will help you to make progress in life, not those that are into substances. Because if you choose those that are into substances, it is a matter of time they will lure you into doing it. Then number three, if you go to a party, if you see anything that makes you uncomfortable, please leave immediately. It may be the kind of people that are there, or the activities that are ongoing there, or the drinks or food that they are serving. If anything makes you uncomfortable, then leave that place. Number four, do not experiment with any drug. Do not say, let me take one puff. Bring it, let me take a drag. If you do, you might get hooked on it. You might crave it another time. And that is the beginning of problem. If a friend gave you a drink or a meal that gave you an unusual feeling, like an unusual feeling of happiness or euphoria, then please distance yourself from that person. Instead of going to ask them, what did you put in my drink, or what did you put in that food? Don't be curious. Just quietly distance yourself from that person. And make sure that you develop stress coping skills. Because a lot of people, they take drugs because they want to deal with stress, because they want to cope with stress. But if you know how to cope with stress management, then you will not use substances to deal with stress. You may want to watch this video that I made on stress management. If you have a family history of addiction, somebody in your family or a parent is into addiction, then you are at higher risk and you need to take greater precaution. And then if you have been exposed and you now crave more, please talk to a trusted friend or your parents so that they can help you. And sometimes, if you think it is becoming a problem at the earliest period, please seek professional help. To you parents, this is my advice for you. Be a good example yourself. Do not take substances. Neither should you hide, to do it. If you hide to do it, they will know. If you do it in the open, you are not helping them. You don't need a bar in the house. Even if you take alcohol, use it responsibly. Let it be known to the children that you use it responsibly. And do not expose young children to caffeine early in life, because it might make them susceptible to substance use later in life, especially alcohol use. So do not give them energy drinks or caffeinated soda. And then make the home a haven for them where they can come and relax. When the outside world is hot, they should be able to run to the home and find security and peace. Also be their friend. Engage them in open conversation so that They can trust you and they can share their concerns with you. That is when you will be able to help them. If you judge them and they are not able to discuss with you freely, they will go to their peers who might mislead them. So be their friend, attend their events, invite their friends over, get to know their friends, what they like, what they do, and then monitor them, monitor their academics, even those that are in the university. You can get to know their lecturers, find out how they are doing, ask them for their scores after their exams when they see the results of their courses, so that you will know whether they need help in any way and whether there is something going on with them. There are children who went to school and they have been there for 4 years. Their parents did not know that they were not even attending classes. Imagine. And it is only when others are graduating and the child is not graduating that they get to know that the child did not go to school all this while. And the child has been collecting money, using it for substance use without the parents monitoring. So if you don't monitor, you will not know. So do your best to help them. And if you suspect that a child is doing drugs, please help them. What are the signs that you might see? It is possible to notice that they have a change in behavior. A child that has been good, smiling, friendly with the family now withdraws, social isolation. The family wants to eat at the table and then they take their own food, they go into their room. They don't want to eat with the family. Or they are now irritable and aggressive. They may even get physical with some family members. And sometimes they are not doing well academically. Or they are sleeping too much. Or they are not sleeping at all. If you look at their physical appearance, you might see differences. Their eyes are getting red. Or they are looking gaunt. They are losing weight for no reason. Or they are adding weight. They might be eating too much. They might not be eating at all. Or you might observe that they have slurred speech. Or they are poorly coordinated. They are clumsy. They can be bumping into things. Then sometimes they are neglecting their personal hygiene. They are not combing their hair. They are not bathing. They are not washing their clothes. They are looking rough. And that is not your child. So you are wondering what's happening to them. And you can enter their room and see things that are related to drug use. You can see lighter, matches, or you see needle and syringes. They are not doctors, they are not nurses. What are they doing with needle and syringes? This might make you to suspect. Or they're having money problems. Laptop today, it has been lost. Tomorrow, phone cannot be found. These things can suggest to you that they might be selling the things that you are buying for them and using the money. And sometimes they have new friends that they don't want you to meet. They go out at odd times to meet these new friends. And then they are secretive about the friends. Then you should suspect. If this happens and you are suspecting, to confirm, go for a urine toxicology test. You can do that at a standard laboratory or at a psychiatric hospital laboratory. But it is better to catch them unawares, because if they know that they will do the test, they can stay away from the drug for some time. But if you catch them unawares, just take them and say, let's go somewhere. Then you go to the lab, submit your urine. And be sure that you are there when they are taking the sample so they don't put water inside the bottle for you as urine. If you do that, you might be able to know the substance that they are using. If it is confirmed that they are using a substance, please seek help early, very, very early. In order to get them back and deliver them from that habit, you should do it at the earliest possible time. Once you know, please take them to a doctor or a therapist or an addiction specialist. The longer it takes for them to get help, the more difficult it is for them. So it's important that you quickly take them at the earliest possible time for help, and that will ensure that you get your children back. Do not judge them. Please assist them as much as you can, because if you lose them to the world, you will also suffer for it. May it not be our lot. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Abosede Adegbite of Clinic Annex, and I hope this video is going to bless people. Please share with everybody you know, because drug problem is a big problem in our society, and we want to help as many people as possible. Always remember that good health is great wealth.